Well done, and get ready for Dracula Returns from the Grave. Ooh. As I did all the other Dracula films, that being The Orders of Dracula, Dracula Prince of Darkness. It's been a while since I've done Dracula. Why not the third one? That being Dracula Returns from the Grave. Starts off, as you know, one day after, and you've got a priest, and you've always first have a young lad really, happy jolly lad, and he finds a body. Kind of funny how he becomes a mute after finding a body. I just believe it could be Tasselphania, what is tossing it. So the priest sends another priest who's high up to go up to the rocks. Accidentally the priest falls down, cuts his head open, blood falls into the ice, remember in Prince of Darkness where he got frozen, and it resurrects our mate Christopher Lee as Dracula. I find it one little fuck up in the film though, because you see the affection of Dracula on the water. To let me from my wand, but do vampires not both show any affection? But, you know, I went along with it. It was a movie at the end of the day, you know, without going too into it. It was a movie. I do love the way it's shot, though. There's certain scenes in it where one's like, it's hard to explain unless I saw it, but I don't want to get in trouble for copyright. But there's a scene where it goes G and it goes gold on both sides. It's like, it's hard to explain unless you see the film. But there's a scene where it goes G in there. Goes like a reddy gold colour there, and every 2 minutes it does that. And I do feel that if Christopher Lee a lot more to do in this, he has a lot more screen time, he talks a lot more, and there's a lot more to him. Again, it's a typical story. The young lad falls for a girl, but the lad I think is quite interesting because he's one of them that doesn't believe in God. Some people are like that, they don't believe. And he makes the mistake of dating with this girl whose uncle is the priest, the one that put the big dock of Toss on Tasselphania. He was the priest. What the worst thing you can ever do is say to a priest that I'm a non-believer. That's like the mortal sin. So obviously the man who's the high up one, you know, the chief of priests, gets pissed off. Doesn't say tell him to fuck off, but he might as well do. There goes dating his little niece. But, you know, it's a love story and, you know, they're going to sneak off and meet. Anyway, that's me eye. I do love to see where the girl sneaks across the tassel and sneaks to her house and it's all in this high building just so she can meet up with him. And I like that. I also like the bar lady, the one with the big, nice personality. And she does get turned by Dracula. Bites her on the neck, you know, the usual stuff. The only bit what peed me off with Dracula Returns from the Grave is the bit where he slaps the woman. He literally fucking slaps her and knocks her on her ass. Oh yeah, I know Christopher Lee is no longer with us. And probably in real life he's probably not a woman beater. With what I've seen of him on interviews and biographies, he does seem like generally a nice guy when he was alive. But I just never bought Dracula as being a woman beater. To me, he seemed like the guy who would look into a woman, gaze into her eyes, and he could have any beautiful woman from a brunette to a redhead. So I never bought Dracula being a woman beater. You want to see Dracula done a really good way. Just watch Devin, I pronounce his fucking name, Van Vandello, back in 1979, and how he played Dracula. But, you know, I go with what it is, and Hammer House never really did really a lot to do. But I will give it this. He does do a lot more lines in this, and he does kill the girl, the bar lady. I find it weird how he kills her, he drains the blood from her neck. And he gets the priest, who basically turns, he's now like, you know, his servant. And he gets her to mate her, you know, to burn her up. They don't sew it, but you know, for that era I can understand, you know, it's 1969 when they did this one, the third one with Christopher Lee. And basically he's trying to get this girl, who was the priest, you know, the one who put the big dock off toss on Castlevania. But this is a bit I don't get. He got that piece, right? The one with the bald head who cut his head. Got him, somehow possessed him. Why did he not just tell him to move the fucking toss? There's a big toss there. Get rid. Instead of getting this girl. Now there's the girl's Highlander, and she's been in a lot of the Tacit Hammer houses. It's an Hammer house. But I just never bought him down to bite this girl. But he bites her. Again, he's slowly turning into a vampire, which is definitely different than the late vampire films. The late vampire films, he normally bites her and he fucking turns her. But again, it is what it is, you know, different era, different time. I kind of like this one though, because I do like the way it's stylized. Like I say, you've got Jean there, gold there, a genie colour there, and red there, and it changes here and there. So the director who did this, he definitely wanted to make it a lot more stylish than the other Dracula films. And again, like I said, without repeating myself, the Christopher Lee a lot more to do. Because you can definitely see why Christopher Lee got sick of playing them. But you know, who knows? Money talks. We never did know why. But it is what it is. The priest is trying to get to him. He also kills the father, the high up one, which is a damn shame because I liked him. The lad finds out, gets hold of the priest, gets him, and basically almost kicks the shit out of him. This is the bit though, before the father got killed, right, before he got whacked on the head, the father says you need faith. You need to have belief that the man in the sky, that being God, exists. It isn't made up. That reminds me of Fight Night. You know Fight Night, the scene with Peter Vincent put the toss out and the vampire laughs, basically tells him to fuck off. And he says that line, you got to have faith for that to work with me, Mr. Vincent. Similar same thing. If you have a toss and you don't believe, you don't have faith it's going to work, that toss is neither use than a fucking dildo. So yeah, at the end of the day he has faith. I do love to see where he does to stake Dracula, because he didn't stake him and he didn't say these blessings, he didn't do fuck all. To me I thought, well, in vampires don't they get staked in the heart, doesn't that not kill them? But again, different era, different time. There was a changed vampires as they went on. He does managed to outsmart him. They have an epic fight near Castlevania, and that's when he falls. He falls on that fucking dock off toss, and I love it. The toss is melting him. You got blood drooting from Christopher Lee's eyes. It's Dracula, and he gets it. Gets the girl, the young lad that is. Happy fucking ending. Into when they got into the 70s, and that's when they did the next Dracula film, when he gets resurrected. Oh no, it's not a bad film, and I do, like I say, I do appreciate that they give Christopher Lee a lot more to do. Because, you know, when we all know Prince of Darkness, he never had any fucking lines. He never fucking spoke. But in this, it's not a bad one for what it is. So for that, because it's a classic, from the golden days of Hammer, an 11-star rating. Because I don't really see any faults in Dracula Risen from the Grave. It's a bit improvement from the Prince of Darkness. Oh no, it's not a bad one. Into then, see you later.